Hey guys, Kevin Faddy here, and first off, thank you very much for signing up for the early bird list for the Project Restart training course. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give you my biggest takeaways from the first eight interviews that you see here. Now, in total, there's going to be over 20 interviews with 20 top marketers available as part of the Project Restart training course. The front end will include a PDF guide, the full blown video training course and a webinar replay, and part of the upgrade will include interviews with 20 top marketers and a case study on how I generated $16,000 on ClickBank in a short few weeks, plus a ton of other bonuses. So I'm not going to make this a very long video. I'm just going to deliver on what I promised. There's some outstanding value inside these interviews, and I went through them all before, but I went through 8 of them now to pick, for me, what I think are the best points and something that you guys can actually get from this. So let's dig straight in. In the first interview is Adam Payne. Adam has been a video marketer for numerous years. Everything inside his interview and everything he talks about, everything he does in his business is all related to video marketing. Now, I've got a few little notes here on my other screen, so I'm just going to talk about that. For Adam, for someone who is just starting out, my question was, for someone who is just starting out or wants to return to online marketing, what piece of advice would you give them? So his answer was, pick one skill and become the best you can be. That could be SEO, that could be copywriting, that could be Facebook ads, it might be YouTube ads, whatever. If you are fantastic at one traffic source, then you can either promote things as an affiliate, your own stuff, or create courses teaching others. All the best marketers I know are known for something. When I hear names mentioned of a successful launch, I automatically know what they are good at it. Oh, he's an SEO guy, she's an ecom girl, he's an Instagram expert, etc. Also realize, while you may need a few extra tools to run your online business, most of the time you need to ask yourself whether, when something is promoted to you, do I need this, or will this help me move forward in my IM business? For 99% of people, a website with hosting and a way to click leads and tools are the only things you need. Other stuff can be bought later. For my audience, which is video based, then a way to create videos is also a must. One extra tip is to outsource as much as you can. You can pay someone who can do the job quicker and to a better level than you, and often at a very good rate if you hire in certain countries. Right, so my takeaway from this, there's just so much value in this. I don't know where to start with it, but to begin, it would be, pick one thing and become a professional at it. This is something I'd actually taught in our coaching many years ago, and we continue to teach it now. You need to be the go-to person for something. When I was launching lots of products in 2016, a lot of people come up to me and says, Kevin, do you have any training on creating products? From there, I basically built a $500,000 business over the space of 3 years with this particular niche, teaching people how to launch products because I was the expert in that industry. If you go back maybe 10 years ago, I was massively into email marketing, list building and traffic. We used to be generating thousands of leads every day. So I was the go-to person in that industry. So that is just super important. Become the best you can in a particular industry and actually nail it down. Everyone within the interviews talked about how important it is to actually nail down the topic or the niche or whatever you want to get into. The other part where Adam talks about is 99% of people, basically you only need a host and that's something to collect leads. This is something I talked about inside the Project Restart video training series and the PDF. Where we talk about the tools and services that you need if you're on a budget and even if you have more money to spend. And Adam's 100% correct. You need a website to collect leads. You need an autoresponder to be able to send those people leads. And that's really it. The other things can actually be bought at a later date. And he talked about outsourcing, especially when you outsource to certain countries. We outsource to the Philippines certain work. When it comes to obviously copywriting and stuff like that, we use either European countries, American countries, UK, whatever it may be. But when it comes along to graphic design, support, data entry and stuff like that, you can really get VAs out there for $4 or $5 per hour. Hire them a few hours per week and it'll just take a massive massive amount off your shoulder. When it comes along to outsourcing to copywriters, for example, it can take me, I can write copy, I think, but it would take me maybe 2 or 3 weeks to get a really, really good copy written and take me a lot of time. Or I could pay someone, for example, $1,000 to write me a complete sales funnel, and they will do a much better job. And actually, I can spend that 3 weeks doing other things like improving our customers. So a massive thank you for Adam for the interview, guys. There's some massive, massive value inside this. So let's jump on to the next one. Okay, our next takeaway is from Stephen Irving. Stephen I've known for a number of years now. He's an excellent, excellent marketer and one of our top affiliates. He also produces top quality PLR products as well. And he does offers services, he does really high quality videos, and just an all-round nice guy. So what I want to talk about in this is basically the notes I have is I can't afford that, and that's something that actually really stuck out with me. I just figured out reading this book, actually. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, and it's an excellent, excellent book, and it's something my mind has always been, I am going to win. In that sense, for example, just two different ways to look at your mind. If you say, let's take this example, my goal at the moment is to purchase a villa worth at least $1 million. Now, I don't have $1 million now, but if I would say to myself every single day that I cannot afford that, well, basically, it's never going to happen. Once I stick that into my mind, I cannot afford it. There's no possible way that I'll ever actually be able to buy that villa or afford that villa. But when I put into my mind that I will get that one day, I will work towards that, and I vision that, it's going to happen. And I've seen this with so many things within our business and within our life, within people in general. So belief and the power of the subconscious mind is very, very important. So the question I asked Stephen was, in your opinion, what separates successful entrepreneurs from struggling ones? He said, I was watching a Robert Kiyosaki interview the other day. He said, when confronted with high ticket prices involved in launching or growing a business, those who are destined to be poor will say, I can't afford that. And those who are destined to be rich will say, how can I afford that? This is all the time with high ticket program I promote with my mentor. It's the ultimate startup lab, and it is. And I, as well as countless other big names, are living proof of its effectiveness. People will email me all day long with their life story of why and with how committed they are to making this work. But when they hear the price, they shut down. They decide without seriously considering it that they can't afford it. Then they go on to spend the next few years dreaming about it, still chasing freebies and wasting time and money on low-ticket solutions and shiny objects because they have that I can't afford it mindset. All this applies to more than just money. Sometimes people are overwhelmed when they realize how much work and stress and difficulty will be needed to get to their entrepreneurial destination. So in a nutshell, there's two parts to that. He ended up with basically, it's actually hard work to make all this work. No questions about it. Many of the top marketers that I've interviewed, like majority of people on the list, have generated millions of dollars online. Now, we didn't just wake up and say, okay, let's work a few hours away and let's start generating millions of dollars online. No, it doesn't really work like that. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of processes that you need to get in place in order to get to that level. But once you're there, and you'll learn more about them throughout the other interviews, once you have a little bit of success and a little bit of growth, it gets easier and easier, and it gets a lot more profitable. It's kind of basically those charts that you always see, we're going up and up and up. It is like that. At the start, it can actually be a slow road. And the other part is, it's everything in this business and life, guys, is about mindset, self-confidence, your subconscious, and it can really help you if you adapt the correct mindset to your online business. You're just going to have a massive, massive more success, more luck, more friendship, more connections, everything like that. So, okay, let's jump to the next interview, the next takeaway. Okay, in this interview, we've got Tiffany Lambert. Tiffany is, again, I've known Tiffany for years. She is a PLR content creator. She has been online for, I think, 20 plus years. She used to work for other top marketers and then decided to start her own business. And she's very, very successful. So I asked Tiffany, the question was, it's safe to say that there are various circles within the online marketing space, especially within the launch scene. If you look at the software launches, it's generally the same group of affiliates, the same for information marketing launches, and the same for PLR launches. Then you have, of course, quality products alongside poor quality products. Would you have any piece of advice regarding these circles, how to become part of them, or would you recommend avoiding them and doing your own thing? So Tiffany replied, I have a strict rule about not promoting things that I don't have confidence in. So that kicked me out of the cool kids club early on. I love that. I don't reciprocate for reciprocation's sake. I promote for two reasons. Your product is good and my list needs it. If it's good and it's not a good fit for my list, I won't promote, even if the vendor promoted for me. I will, I will, I say make your own circle, but by that I only mean by having a circle of people who enjoy promoting and whose work you trust. Also have a circle of affiliates whose lists love your products. Those two may not overlap. As for trying hard to be in the big earner circle, you have to make that decision for yourself. I could easily have joined up and taken that road, but I turned it down because I'm satisfied with six figures. Some won't be, some want 7 and 8 figures. To do that, they may need those circles. So much takeaway in that. 3 small paragraphs, guys, and she just nailed it on the head in so many ways. Everyone, all the other 20 top marketers, I asked this exact same question to, and definitely had her own little twist on it. Everyone's got a different view on this. But I really, really like how she put it, that you need basically a circle of affiliates who love your products, whose lists love your products. This is the takeaway. If you're chasing, we've seen this with we do a lot of launches, and if we release, for example, a PLO report and we have a new creation, a new brand, a new volume, whatever it may be, and we approach a certain group of affiliates, let them be friends or new affiliates, whatever it may be, and we ask them to promote. If they come along and they send 100 clicks and they only get 4 or 5% conversion, we know that our particular product is not suited for that particular affiliate's list. So that is important. When we come along to say Tiffany's list or someone else's lists, we know our products convert really, really well. And so you got to make that connections. It's not that that person might be sending you bad traffic. It's not that they're not interested in promoting your product. It's that their list, their audience is not interested in your particular product. So never actually take offense to that. That's important. Just build the right connections and target on people, affiliates that lists like your products. That's something a lot of people miss. Regarding about moving into the 6 and 7 figures, I will say there is people have said to me in the past, if you did business a little bit differently, you could earn a lot more money, but you'll have to, maybe put out offers that are a little bit more blind. You'll have to up your prices and do more things and all this stuff. And I'm pretty much like you and Tiffany in that sense. I'm very happy with doing mid 6 figures in our business. And I will say that in order to move up to 7 or 8 figures, we will see this in one of the other interviews where this guy has built business into 8 figures online, but he's done it through circles, but it wouldn't be in the same circles that I am referring to here when people are promoting products or anything like that. He's actually doing it through mastermind groups where you can maybe pay 5 grand or 10 grand or 25 grand to get into this mastermind group. These are the high level top marketers within our industry. And that's how he has kind of built his circle that way. And he's able to build his brand that way. So yeah, okay, I just want to share that. Again, Tiffany, thank you very much for the interview. There's massive value through this whole interview. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, our next interview and takeaway is with John Mulroy. John is actually a fellow Irish guy, a very good friend of mine. He often comes over to Mallorca, play a few games of golf, mastermind a bit. His story he didn't mention too much about in the interview, but basically John was from what I recall, he was a health and fitness coach, and he enjoyed the marketing side of it more than actually the health and fitness side of it. So he got into marketing. He was trained by Dan Kennedy. He's published books, a lot of books. You can see pictures of him with him, the President of Ireland, the Mayor of Galway, everything like that. So he's very, very good at what he does. I only know maybe 2 or 3 people that think like John when it comes to marketing, when it comes to concepts. To me, the guy is an absolute genius. So the question I asked John was, if I took away your email list, all your subscribers, including your YouTube subscribers and contacts, and you needed to start generating 5 figures per month in the shortest space of time, what would you do? John's reply: identify my market, find out what their most pressing problem is and what they're willing to pay to solve it. Then I'd solve it on a one-on-one basis if I had to get some case studies. Then I'd package those case studies and offer them to others who have got the same problem. From there, I'd get them onto a conversation, either Zoom or Skype, heck, even a message. I'd offer them my personal help in solving that problem over a 30, 60-day or 90-day period. And I charge a premium price, $5,000 or more. Helping one client, this is the massive takeaway, guys. Helping one client a week is $20,000 per month. Without affiliates, partners, heck, you wouldn't even need a funnel or anything else. The truth is, you wouldn't even need a website to do this. You could just do everything from conversation. Focus less on all the mechanics of online business and more on solving a problem, and people will be delighted to pay you for it and get really freaking good at it. So that's how John thinks. John has been consistently on my back saying my products are way too cheap. Those that I'm selling for $27 should be at least $2,000. And his mindset is like that. His programs are $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 to work with clients. And he believes that, again, he's just put it here in black and white. One client at $25,000 per month. I know that was part of his past business model. That's it. One client per month, guys, and you already have a 6-figure business model in 6 months. And if you can, you will learn more about it inside a full interview with John. But basically, in a nutshell, it comes down to becoming the professional at something, which we already talked about it, figuring out what problems people have. Every marketer has problems, every business has problems. And you know, there are so many marketers and businesses out there willing to spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 if you can solve that problem for them. So massive thank you, John, for the interview. Massive value throughout the whole lot of it. Let's jump on to the next one. Okay, our next interview is with Mikael, Adia. Again, Mikael is actually one of my past students who joined our group coaching program in 2015. Since then, he has just grown leaps and bounds. He started his business from crowdsourcing. He built softwares and sites. He got investors in, and he made a lot of money in that. From the past, I would say 3 or 4 years, he's built a company which is over 100,000 users, and it's called Funnelytical. You'll find out a link inside this interview. But basically, the guy, again, is just another absolute marketing genius. And the question I asked him is, we know there are 101 different ways to make money online, from e-com, affiliate marketing, product creation, coaching, consulting, video marketing, and the list goes on. Why do so many people struggle to make this work? So, simply put, I think it's because of the 3 words you used in the first sentence: make money online. Too many people look at this as an opportunity to make money instead of approaching it as a business that generates revenue. When your goal is to make money online, then every single new shiny object that talks about making 6 figures grabs your attention and ends up going down the rabbit hole of tactic after tactic. Right. This is golden, guys. I do agree with him to make money online. We actually market in that particular niche, and it just works for us. But the customer mindset is very, very much wrong, and that causes failure. It causes no business growth. It causes no way to scale an actual business. And again, it comes just back to mindset. If you come to the computer, you have, let's say you have another business and it's a bad week, or you just lost your job, and you say, come to the internet, okay, I need to make $200 or $300 quick so I can get by this week. That's not how the internet works, guys. If people are trying to sell you something like that, I would probably run a mile away. The business internet marketing is about building an actual business that generates revenue. Mikael put it here so beautifully. It's not about making money online. You make $100 today, it's gone tomorrow, and you've got to start all over again figuring out, how do I make another $100 if you were lucky enough to do that in the first place. But if you put it into your mindset that, okay, I'm going to build a service, I'm going to provide training, I'm going to build something that actually generates income, that generates money. That's the way you need to look at it. So forget about trying to make money online. So many people have talked about this in the interviews as well. Forget about trying to make money online. Think more about, how can I help someone? How can I deliver value? And from there, people will basically start to pay you for that value, pay you for those services, pay you for that training, and then you have a business that generates money. Okay, so again, Mikael, massive thank you for the interview. Let's jump on to the next one. Okay, our next takeaway is from Arun Chandran. He is a PLR marketer. He has been online for maybe 5 or 6 years. He's very popular, he's very funny, he's very entertaining, and just his takeaway is straight to the point, guys. Basically, what is the one piece of advice that you would give someone who is just starting out? You only make money when you sell. Sounds simple, and yet so many miss it. Less consuming, more producing. Less buying, more selling. Less talking, more doing. Right, so let's just break the whole sentence apart. You only make money with yourself. Very, very true. If you guys are looking to make money online, looking to start an online business, looking to build a brand, well, you have to create content, you have to create training, you have to build an audience. If you're buying things all day long, if you're studying videos all day long, if you're watching YouTube all day long, if you're reading books all day long, it's not going to work. What you're doing is, you're consuming, which is important to a certain degree, but you need to take action and start producing. That is super, super important. Less buying, more selling. Well, I won't say. In my early years, we invested a lot of money in online marketing products, and you kind of learn who not to do business with, whose products to buy, whose products not to buy. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people have made. But if you've been doing this for year after year after year, then you really just need, a little tap in the back of the head and say, okay, well, what do I need to concentrate on? What is my business model going to be? What am I going to produce? What am I going to sell? Let's talk and more doing. I see this on Facebook, direct to the point. There's so many people that spend all day long on Facebook, commenting on posts, inside groups, sharing absolute crap on their Facebook profile. And straight out, I know 90% of the time their business is struggling. The next thing they're saying, I need help, I'm not getting any traffic, I need to make money, blah, blah, blah. Because, they're wasting their time. They're, again, back to work, doing what we teach a lot is productivity. Plan out your day that it consumes of, I need to do A, B, C, and D. And let F be Facebook, the very last thing on the list. Go to Facebook, spend 15 minutes there, get off it, get back to work, spend some time with your family, whatever it may be. So, Aaron, massive thank you for the interview, some golden takeaways all the way through it. Right, let's get into the next one. Okay, our next takeaway and interview is with Edwin Mink. Edwin is actually a part of our team for the past 2 or 3 years. He does a lot of our copywriting, just an all-around excellent marketer and nice guy. Now, he talked about it at the start, but I just want to give a quick takeaway from this because it'll explain and help the point. Edwin used to do affiliate marketing, and then he got into launching products. For the past 2 or 3 years, he's been working as a copywriter. Over the past 12 months, he has stopped doing any affiliate marketing or product launching. He's removed his email list, deleted his autoresponder, and he's decided to only work with a handful of clients. And in order to do this is in order to basically charge a higher price for his services, work with less people, and still have the desired income. Now, there's been a lot of takeaways in these interviews about services and different ways to actually make money fast. And this is from a guy who actually has done everything else, and this is what he's decided to do. So my question was, if I took away your email list, your contacts, YouTube subscribers, etc., what would you do? Simple. If it's all about the shortest time possible, I would sell my services, whether that would be via websites like Upwork or just networking with people, using the Dream 100 strategy and landing clients. The Dream 100 strategy is the takeaway here. The truth is, the fastest money you can earn is by selling services. Everything else requires time before you can see any type of results. The downside of selling services is that you're trading time for money. Of course, it's entirely up to you how much you would want to charge your clients. On the other hand, building a business where you can earn more or less, put yourself out of the equation provides more freedom, but takes a lot of time to get there. So there are pros and cons to both sides. But like I said, if I had to do it in the shortest space of time, I would sell services hands down. Right, I want to talk about the pros and cons first, because they're super important and something just clicked with me that's relevant. There was a copywriter I worked with maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and he wrote really good copy. Whatever, he wasn't that expensive. But I met him actually at a marketing event maybe 2 or 3 years later, and I asked him, why are you no longer writing copy? And he said to me, the numbers don't really work. We're internet marketers. He said, we can send an email. I can make $1,000. If I charge you $1,000 for a sell copy, I have to spend 3 days writing it. The maths don't really work. So he had to justify that you said, building a business where you can more or less put yourself out of the equation provides more freedom, like affiliate marketing and like a team. But when you sell services, you have to actually do that work yourself in most cases. Okay, so that's part one. The big takeaway for me was the Dream 100 strategy of landing clients. So many people have used similar equations of that. They go to marketing events just to meet one person, shake their hand, get to know them, and form a partnership with them. When we're reaching out to affiliates, for example, rather than reach out to the 10,000 affiliates that are on all these networks, why not pick 25 people that are perfect for your type of business and work with them? The same goes for customers. You want to sell services, well, pick out, let's say it's to real estate agents, pick out the 20 or 30 real estate agents that you really want to work with and contact them and work with them. It will actually make your job a lot easier. Find your dream clients and make them your clients. Just a massive takeaway. You don't need 10,000 people, 100,000 people, 1,000 people to make money online, to offer services, to do anything. You just need 100. And even with your business, Edwin, you probably, if you're happy with 10 or 20 dream clients, you're more than happy with your business model and your income. So again, thank you, Edwin. Massive takeaways throughout this whole interview, and we'll catch up soon. Right, next we have our last one from this is from Laura Castleman. Laura is actually the CEO of JV Zoo. Now, the takeaway here to me is something I've never thought about. It's something I should have known, and I think there's so much you guys can actually learn from this little tip. So the question was, it's safe to say there are various circles within the online marketing space, especially within the launch scene. If you look at software launches, it's generally the same group, the same for information marketing launches. What advice would you have regarding these circles on how to become part of these, or would you recommend avoiding them? Okay, the circles exist because they're proven to make people money. That being said, the money pools get smaller, the more people close off the circles. Right, I'm going to stop at that one because it's so important. I've noticed this. We've talked about circles with Tiffany's answer as well in this video. And I think circles are so dangerous because if people close them off, it's only the same, let's say 10 marketers promoting to the same group of lists all the time. And I've seen it that their subscribers get annoyed. There's no growth within their circles and they're comfortable only for a small length of time. So she said the money pool gets smaller when people close off these circles. It could not be more true. I've seen far too many people not replenishing their leads buckets, which is important. It's rare to see people going outside the norm to recruit affiliates. There are goldmine affiliates out there too. Right, here's the next big takeaway. Take former JV manager Simon Harris. For every launch he ran for Luke McGuire, Simon recruited new affiliates to the industry. He would go to YouTube and reach out to those with followings, and who would best benefit from the product that Luke was launching. It was smart, it was forward thinking. You rarely see others doing this. However, they reach out to the same pool of affiliates exactly sitting in front of them. Think and go outside the box or circle. And that to me was just absolutely genius. It's so true. Laura is the CEO of JVZoo, which is all the affiliates, all the customers, all the vendors work with JVZoo. And she understands them. She's very good at building relationships and staying in contact with us and helping us. And, you know, nobody ever talked about this and nobody has ever told this before. So this, for some people, should be the biggest takeaway. So rather than approaching affiliates all the time, those on YouTube that are doing YouTube marketing or making videos, whatever, they're obviously making an income from that and they're looking for more income opportunities. So rather than, you know, reach out to the normal 25 people or 30 people that you normally try to recruit, why not reach out to other people that have a massive influx and that can bring you in fresh leads from outside the circle? So there's a massive thanks, Laura. There's just so many takeaways from that. Again, you know, circles are important. They exist because that's where people make their money. True, but if you just stay inside those circles all the time, you're going to see your business decrease. If you reach outside a circle, reach out to other people, think outside the box, you can have a massive difference in your results, fresher leads from outside the pool, etc. So excellent. Right, guys, it went on a little bit longer than I thought, but it just shows the amount of value inside. All I did here is answer 8 questions from 8 different marketers. Inside in total, there's over 200 questions between all their interviews, 200 answers. Just so much value, so much takeaway, so much golden nuggets. So if you're basically joined the early bird list, mark your calendar down for August the 26th. I will be sending an email once the software goes live to you guys, and you'll be able to get access to absolutely everything. So I hope you enjoyed it. I've also left a link below this video if you would like to share this video or share this page on your Facebook profile or anywhere else. Please do so. I know a lot of people would get value from that as well. So cheers, guys, and I look forward to seeing you soon.